25 years.
In international news tonight, tensions between the U.S. and Russia heightening. The Pentagon releasing new video showing 2 Russian fighter jets interfering with a U.S. surveillance drone. U.S. officials saying it illustrates Russia's continued aggression. Washington correspondent Raquel Martin with that story.
The Pentagon is showing the moment they say a Russian fighter jet collided with a U.S. surveillance drone over the Black Sea Tuesday.
Reckless and dangerous behavior.
The 42-second clip shows 2 back-to-back interactions. First, the Russian jet swoops past the U.S. drone while dumping fuel. Moments later, the jet returns, allegedly striking the drone's propeller. After temporarily losing signal, video shows the damage.
We felt that it was important to provide this imagery.
The Pentagon says it released the video to prove the attack occurred after Russia denied it.
Our words and our actions speak for themselves, and similarly, Russia's inaccurate information, grasping at straws, changing narratives also speaks for itself.
The strike further complicates relations between the U.S. and Russia. The incident marks the first military encounter between the two countries since the start of the war in Ukraine. Russia accuses the U.S. of escalating violence by supporting Ukraine with weapons. And now, say the U.S., is provoking new tensions by ignoring Russia's flight restrictions. But earlier in the day, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin denied the U.S. was flying unlawfully.
Make no mistake. The United States will continue to fly and to operate wherever international law allows.
The military says before ultimately crashing into the Black Sea, all sensitive information was erased from the drone. In Washington, Raquel Martin.
Time now for Utah's most accurate forecast with Alana Brophy. Weather rates certified 11 years in a row.
All right, Alana, another storm moving through and really delivering for parts of the state.
Yeah, our latest atmospheric river event coming through with a lot of moisture, but we've got quiet conditions out there. This is what it looked like today at Gunlock State Park, where you can see the falls. We zoom in here in just a second, just rushing with water. It's a rare sight. We don't always get that. You have to be careful if you go up there, especially during a storm. Very slippery conditions, and we did see those floodwaters rising, and they caused a little bit of an issue. We still have a flood warning in effect for the Santa Clara River south of Gunlock all the way towards Bloomington, so we know that near the riverbank that water is high and the area is muddy. You want to be careful. That flood warning holds on through this evening. I'll keep you posted when it expires. Not a surprise that we were dealing with flood issues. Look at this tremendous amount of wet weather. This atmospheric river almost dropping 4.5 inches at Timp. That's a lot in a short period of time, just about a 2-day span there. Over 2 inches at Badger Springs, Zion getting close to 2 inches, Ash Creek at 1.7, Diamond Valley close to 1.5 inches. Dameron Valley was sandbagging last night as that moisture came through Washington County. More than 1 inch in Pleasant Grove, New Harmony, 0.8 in Kanab, Ogden getting 0.5 inch and more than 1/4 inch at Salt Lake International. So it wasn't just our valleys picking up an abundance of rain. Our mountains got decent snow. This is a live look at Bryan Head. People were up there in our southern mountains tearing up that snow today. Busy parking lot. Things quieting down now, but it's a spot that picked up 10 inches. Brighton doubled that at 20, 18 at Solitude, 17.2 at Alta, and Deer Valley trailing right behind them. Deer Valley having the biggest season on record for them. Not a surprise when you look at these snowpack totals and percents. It tells you that our mountains have really benefited from this winter and continue to do so. Look at the eastern side of the state, southwest Utah, over towards Tooele County, up near Cache Valley. Statewide, we're sitting at 178% of average. For our SWE, which is our snow water equivalent, which actually means the depth of water if you melted down all of the snow, another record for today. It started yesterday, and now we're sitting at 23.9 inches, so that's a record for March 16th. We could go for the all-time record, especially with more storms in the forecast. We know these soggy conditions helping us out when it comes to our drought. Newest numbers out. It's Thursday. So as we look, really great progress here. And this does not account for our Tuesday, Wednesday wet weather, but you can see only 1% of the state in extreme drought, 39% of Utah in severe drought. That's the middle of the road there. Moderate drought at 87%, but this is huge. We're stepping away from exceptional and extreme drought thanks to this winter, and we want to continue to do so. So a wet spring, we'll take it as long as we have a gradual warm up, because that should battle some of that flooding. Quiet for today, and then as we head into our St. Patrick's Day, we do get a little bit of a disturbance that increases cloud cover rolling through your Saturday in the West Desert there. We know we're going to stay dry for the weekend, but then that starts to change. A bit of a ripple coming through on Monday, noticing that mountain snow and the chance for valley rain south eastern Utah as well as towards the central portion of the state, but that really fills in as we get later on into Monday. We kick things off, and as I step back here, you get an idea of that next atmospheric river bringing in additional valley rain and mountain snow. Temperatures still running below average. Tomorrow, daytime highs in the 30s and 40s. We've got some 20s on the eastern side of the state, 27 in Vernal, 42 in Cedar, and upper 50s in St. George. Come on, St. George, let's get back to the 60s. You had those clear skies and gorgeous conditions. We do see the 60s popping up Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. We kick off spring with soggy skies, and we know that storm system doesn't just impact southern Utah. It also impacts the Wasatch Front, where daytime highs will stay in the 40s. Eventually, we get back to the 50s, but the winds are going to come back, the rain comes back, and that mountain snow definitely showing back up, saying
wow,
we're not done.
We are not done just yet,
It's going to be our first spring storm.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it'll still feel more like winter, right?
Yes, definitely so.
All right. Thanks, Lana. Appreciate that.